So welcome everybody. Welcome to the session where we're going to talk about how we, buy and sell or trade basically on Zerodha, which is probably the best platform today available for India because it's very stable, very robust, and the user interface is really good. I really like Zerodha. And so basically it's actually their Kite platform. Zerodha is the company, and Kite is the application or the platform that it works on. And so Kite is really robust, really good. The user interface is lovely. They have great quick updations. Their technical charts are really good. The only issue that I have with Zerodha or Kite is simply on their financial side, which is they have a intraday brokerage, which is a little high compared to the bank demats and all of that. It's lower, but it's still a bit too high for me, especially because I trade in a large volume. And that's where Finvasia Scalpert is the platform I use, but Finvasia is the brokerage. I like trading intraday with them because they offer zero brokerage when it comes to intraday. Both Zerodha and Finvasia have zero delivery charges as well, both of them. So either way, I like to do my long-term or short-term holdings on Zerodha, and I like to do my intraday on Finvasia. And so let's take a look at these two platforms. Okay, now I'm not in any way linked to either of these organizations. I just use them. I'm a retail investor just like everybody else. But these are the two ones that I prefer, and I'll show you why I prefer them. I'll also show you how to go about trading or making trades on these. So let's quickly look at Zerodha. So when you come to Zerodha, this is probably where you start off. Okay, when you get in, this is where you start. You have the watch list here. You have 5 pages where you can add watch list. Okay, you can add the stocks that you want to. And it's very simple. All you got to do is go type ICICI Bank. And then it will show you NSE, BSE. If you want futures, it will show NFO. So let's, for example, take ICICI Bank. Then if I want to see what's happening in ICICI Bank, all I got to do is, so there's a bunch of buttons. Okay, buy, sell. It's very intuitive. Market depth, which shows what are the buyers and sellers. Technical charts. This is amazing charts. They have the best charts, I think, in terms of brokerage. And I think if they use it off of TradingView, which makes a lot of sense because TradingView is very similar and looks really cool. And so I really like their charts. And then if you want to remove say you want to remove say Biocon futures, set a delete button. Then there's more stuff like if you want to create a GTT order, which is I'll explain some of those things are not really important for most people. But you can look up fundamentals, technicals, all of that. So it's a really good well designed UI, well designed trading application with a lot of robustness and strength. It doesn't disconnect very fast, all of that. So if I want to buy ICICI Bank, what I do is I just click the B button or the buy button, and you can see here I can take an intraday, I can take a delivery. Those are 2 options. I can also click with a click of a button. I can choose to buy or sell at market price. I can decide that I want to buy it at a certain price. A stop loss is when I buy or I enter, and then I want to make sure that I don't make more than a specified loss. So then I put in a stop loss. And a SLM is basically where you can buy at the market, but not beyond a certain price. Or you can enter, but not beyond a certain price. And then there is always the you can always set a stop loss and target as well if you want to. Or whenever you enter, like I want to at 1%. I don't want to go beyond 1%. So if I enter by market 1%, I can put here minus 1% and 1%. So those will work for us. Okay, it's very, and then of course you have the day or instant or immediate orders. You have the regular orders which we use. The bracket order is kind of right now because of volatility has been stopped for a while. And there's the aftermarket order, which is for people who weren't able to place their trades before the market closes, or it's before the market opens. So if they want, cover order is basically when you want to enter and leave a stop loss. The bracket order is for when you want to a stop loss and a target at the same time. But again, you don't have to do all of these all the time. Okay. So that is the basic explanation that I can give you for a buy. So look at this; it's very intuitive. So if I click this, it becomes a sell. So I really like the interface on Zerodha. It's amazing. And so that is the watch list. That is the technical charts. You can look up technical charts for everything, including the options, all of these. Okay, there is, and again, if I want to look up an option example, let me see. Okay, and it just pops in. So it's pretty cool, pretty intuitive. Then let's quickly look at, and you also have these indicators. Okay, so the Nifty, what's the current price, and what's the whether it's up or down by percentage wise, and these will flash red and green. Everything flashes red and green as this come in as position changes. So once you get off your dashboard, you can look at orders. This is where you will see the various orders that you have. Uh, Now, because we haven't bought or sold anything, there's no orders right now. And holdings will show you where, how much you have and everything. Now, there's a new thing here called authorization for, especially for those who joined after November 2019 because they weren't able to provide the power of attorney because of the pandemic and also all of that. So for those who have no power of attorney, the CDSL has mandated a authorization code where you had click this. It'll take you to the CDSL where you can authorize. And they will send you a pin beforehand. Okay, there should be a pin. So I already copied my pin. I just and it's in my email account. I just press it, verify it, and then you are done. You can now execute your sell transaction. So now I can only sell after I authorize because otherwise it won't allow me to sell my holdings. This is not for intraday. This is just if I want to sell what I have in hand. Okay, then. So positions are when you enter a trade, it'll show up in the positions. Okay, once you enter something, whether it's a buy or a sell, it'll show up in your positions. Your funds are basically how much cash you have available, whether you have any other collateral that you put in, and so that's the margin that they can show you. And then various different apps. If you want to get into, for example, gold bonds, you can. They have an option. So if you want to add funds, you can click this button, and it'll connect you directly to your bank account. If you want to withdraw funds, they will take you to something called console where you can withdraw the money. And so things like that. So that is basically Zerodha. Very clean, very good. The only thing that I don't really like about it is the fact that it has its brokerage is a little higher. And so that brings me to Finvasia Scalpert. Now, if you look at this app, Scalpert is not as clean as Zerodha. Okay, for example, let me take up banks. Okay, so I can add these again. I can add them here. I can just pop them into here. Bajaj or so I can add. You can again see you can have stocks. You can have futures. So this is better in one sense because you can choose what you want to pick up. So I want just the stocks, will show just the stocks. If I want futures, will show futures. All of that. But the interface is not as clean as the Zerodha interface. Again, when you press buy, you can see. Oh, you can see. Okay, now buy sell again. They have the just the button click, but for the orders itself, you have to pop down. It's a little not as great as Zerodha. Zerodha is just a button. Change these by buttoning, but here you have to pull down and you have to type it in. And so the UI is not so great. But what I really like about Finvasia is that it is very the brokerage is very low. Another thing that I like about it. Okay, now when you look at, for example, when you look at, say you look at this is what see Coal India. Now to see the market depth, I had to actually click this down. Whereas in Scalpert, you already have the number of buyers, number of sellers. You have the previous low, high, all of these. Which over here I have to actually click down. The good thing why I like this here, which makes sense, is that you can see a lot more of the stocks here. You can see your limit number. You can't move this down. Lots of issues like that. Some small UI bugs. But again, if I were to open all of these market depths, it becomes really tough to figure it out. Sometimes that's a struggle. And then let's look at this. Okay, so for adding, I can delete it by just pressing this delete button, and it'll go off the chart. They have technical charts too, but not as great as Zerodha's, by the way. But they're still okay. I really don't use them that much. And if you want to get a bigger insight into the market depth, you just have to click this. I've noticed that in Scalpert, it doesn't update as fast as Zerodha. Zerodha is very robust and very quick, and that's a huge advantage. Finvasia, sometimes I can get logged off. Sometimes the numbers don't update as fast as I like it to, and that's the struggle here. But overall, I use this for my intraday. So if I put in an order, the position will come here. I'll just show you. Okay, it's an example. Right now the market is can't actually show you, but if I were to place an order, say a sell order, I sell one share, the position will show up here, and then under this action area, I have the ability to put the stop loss or close that share, and as soon as the order is done, the orders will show up. Okay, and this will show you how much you have right now, what is your net profit for the day. Yeah, so it's not bad. I really like it. It's not as the UI. See, the UI is the difference. The UI is not as great as yeah as Zerodha's, but overall it is still good. I like it, and especially because of the uh, it saves me. I think it saves me roughly 10,000 rupees in brokerage alone every month. The difference, okay, the intraday difference again because I trade a lot. I trade, I think about 15 to 25 lakhs a day. Um, it's come down a bit now, but 15 to 20, say 15 to 25 lakhs. If I trade per day, that is in 20 days of trading in a month, that's almost 5 crores trading. And 5 crores of trading cost me almost 10,000 rupees. No, okay, let's not say 5 crores, maybe 3 crores. 3 crores will cost me almost 10,000 rupees in which I save. Here's the thing. When I trade, I can show you this on margins, for example. I go to Zerodha, brokerage calculator. Okay. If I were to look at this, you can see that whenever you enter a trade, okay, now even if you see the brokerage is 40 rupees, there's also GST. So the GST actually is based on the GST is on all of these. So your 40 rupees is also adding to the GST value. But if I were to take Finvasia's calculator, and let me just put the same numbers, okay, so you guys understand this. Okay, so imagine this is Zerodha. You're buying and selling 1,000 quantities of 400 rupees worth of share. Sorry, buying price and selling price 1,000 quantities 400. And suppose this is the this is what it cost me in Zerodha. If I were to go to here, and I buy at 1,000, I sell at 1,000 and 400. You can see that the total cost of trade is actually only 130. So I'm not just saving 40 rupees, I'm also saving another 6 rupees, which is coming from the GST charge. You can see that the GST charge is 4 rupees here, it is 11 rupees here. So almost 6 to 7 rupees are saved just because that 40 rupees is not also, there's no GST on that 40 rupees also. So it's actually not 40 rupees, it's almost 46, 47 rupees that I save on a transaction. And so that's a huge benefit. And I would definitely think that's a good benefit.